you going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's Workshop. Well, this is kind of an interesting video, I hope, for you. It's not a project, but I'm working on a way that I can get some more time in the shop because with the situation with Nanny, where she's in her wheelchair, she needs me a lot more than she did before. So I had to be close by or be able to go quickly when she calls me. So I've investigated a few options, different kind of things I can try, so she can get my attention when she's in the camp and I'm out here in the shop or out in the yard. So let's check those out. So it wasn't long after we got the camp and we were out here, you know, working around a lot and whatnot, Nannie and I discovered that it was important that we be able to contact one another because we were here alone. So like if something happened to me, I'd want to be able to call Nanny to tell her, oh, something's up, can you come and help me? Or if something happened to her, something's up, can you come and help me, right? We wanted to have that two-way communication. And we thought, hey, cell phones are the answer. When we come out here, cell phones were in vogue, just starting. But the cell phone service around the camp here was terrible at best. So the cell phone, unless we were in the camp right next to our cell phone signal booster, the cell phone didn't work. So we ruled that cell phone business out pretty quick. So then I thought, well, you know, walkie-talkies. Why not get walkie-talkies? You can get those little, you know, they're almost like toys. In fact, the first set we got, I think, was a toy because it worked for about 20 minutes and then you couldn't make out anything. All you knew that someone was trying to call you, you could hear. Sounded like an announcement at an airport, right? Your attention, please. I have the following important announcement. Right away. So yeah, it was useless. So anyways, we ditched those little walkie-talkies. So then what did we do? We ended up buying a better set of walkie-talkies, and I have them right here. It's a Motorola brand walkie-talkie. I don't know the model number, but we had these for quite a little while, and they were not bad. And this set of walkie-talkies, it was a Motorola set. It was a decent set, and they say it could transmit up to 5 miles. Yeah. The communication on it was not good. It was like what you used to hear in the movies, in the war movies, you know, like rattly, screechy, you know, hard to understand, things like that. You can put it on vibrate mode so that when you call, it's supposed to vibrate, but it only vibrates for like 2 seconds. I'd have it in my pocket, and sometimes I'd feel it vibrate, sometimes I wouldn't. And then when she'd call me, you couldn't hear it. You know, because it was in my pocket or the volume was turned down or off or up or something, I don't know what. But anyway, I didn't have good faith in these. So they let me down. So I said, we got to get something better than this because this is not working. So as you all know, I have Alexa here in the shop, and you have to be careful because every time you say her name, she starts talking to you. But so I thought, hey, I've got one of those in the shop here, an Echo, and I've got another one in the camp. So maybe I can set those up to use them as an intercom system. And you can do that. You can establish them so that they can be intercom systems, but you need to have the internet for that to work. Now our internet out here is stable, I must say. It's good internet. No complaints about the internet, but every now and then it fails. That means I don't have communication here anymore. And that was an issue. The other issue was the Echo was only here in the shop. So when I was out around the yard or out in the Massey Motel or something, couldn't hear it. So that was, you know, not bad as long as it was in the shop, but it wasn't the answer. It wasn't the answer I was looking for anyways. So then I thought, well, all right. I also, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, come wintertime, I'm going to have to be plowing. I'm going to be out in the tractor. The tractor is noisy in the cab. It's noisy in there. And because the Echo takes 110 to work, it plugs into 110, you know, what am I going to do? I don't have 110 out there. So, plus, at the end of the lane, I may not even have Wi-Fi service out there, so I wasn't sure with that. But I thought, it's worth a try. So I went on Amazon, of course, where else? And I found, where's it? Right here. I found this little unit, Echo Auto. Hey, what's this all about? It's a 12-volt system that plugs into 12 volts, so you can plug it in your car, and then it becomes an Echo Dot, and you can use Alexa in the vehicle. So I thought that's great because I've got 12-volt access in the tractor. I'll use this, set this up. Well, it turned out that to set this up, again, it was an issue of, does my Wi-Fi go all the way out to the end of the lane? Because you know, it's just a little, it's a router that I have in the camp that sends out the Wi-Fi, and sometimes it's hard to get Wi-Fi even here in the workshop, so I wasn't sure if I could get Wi-Fi at the end of the lane for my Echo Auto to work. So I didn't even try configuring this really. I just thought maybe this is not the answer. So I put that aside. So we're back to the walkie-talkie, and the other thing I had was a wireless doorbell. Where did I get that and show you? So it turned out we didn't use it as a wireless doorbell. What we did is we took the doorbell part and I put a lanyard on it, and Nanny hangs that around her neck. Whenever she wants me, she pushes it, and I have the wireless doorbell. There's one in the camp and there's one out here in the shop, and they ring. I know she wants me then, so boom, in I go to look after her or see what she needs. That works good, eh? Whenever I'm in the shop here, ding dong, okay, away I go. But you need 110 to operate this too, and the thing I found out was, if you lose your power and the power comes back on, this resets to 0 volume. The only thing happens is the light flashes. So that was just about useless, because while I was renovating here in the shop, I would disconnect power, reconnect power, disconnect power, reconnect power, you know, all the time. So Nanny, I had incidents where she tried to call me and this didn't work. It worked, it just, all that happened was the light ring would light up. It wouldn't ring a bell for me. So consequently, not much use to me. So I'm going to put that back in here, and this is the noise it makes. Okay, so I know she's calling me, but you saw when I first plugged that in, it defaults at 0 volume and just the light ring lights up. Not much good. But this winter, I'm going to have to be plowing the lane, and that takes over an hour to do that. Nanny can be left alone for like an hour at a time, most times. She can be left alone for an hour, but she may not be, so I need to have that communication link. So I went back on Amazon, of course, looking for solutions, and I found a wireless intercom, well, it's a wireless doorbell system, similar to this one that I have here, except it's not 110, it's all battery operated. It's made by Wooloo, and I'll put a link to this product down below. I'm not sponsoring this, I paid for this with my own money. All of these items I paid for with my own money. I'll put a link to this in the description down below. It's, I guess that's the best side to show in the box. It's a Wooloo doorbell system. There's 2 indoor units and 2 outdoor units. So I figured this is going to be all right. I've got lots of units now. I can put one, say, in the tractor. I can put one in the shop. I can put one in the, I don't know, down in the boathouse, you know, things like that. It works on, I think it works on RF. Yes, it's a megahertz signal, so it's RF. And they say it'll work for up to a half a mile. So I should have coverage at the end of the lane. Now, what I found out when I tried to configure these was, this is the indoor unit. You'll see there it says indoor on it right there. There's 2 indoor units, there's 2 outdoor units. The idea being is, you put an outdoor unit at the doorway, and when someone comes to your house, they push the bell button, and that'll ring this unit in the camp. And then when this stops ringing, you push the talk button, and you say, yeah, hello, who's there? And then the person at the door can push their talk button at the doorbell button and say, hey, it's me, John, delivering the eggs, right? So then you can push this, yeah, okay, I'll be right there, or whatever. So that's the way it works. However, you can also configure these so that the 2 indoor units can operate as an intercom. Just what I want, right? So I've got these configured now so that it'll work as an intercom. The way they work is, you push, well, this looks like a power button. You push that and release it, and the unit will ring here, and it'll ring in the camp. Nanny hears that ring. When it stops ringing, she pushes and holds the talk button, and she'll say, hello, you know, is that you, Mike? And when she finishes talking and releases the talk button, then I'll push and hold the talk button, and I'll say, yes, it's me, just checking how you're doing, right? And by the same token, she can use that same procedure to call me if she needs me. It's a good 2-way communication. Also, this has got 3 volume levels. That's 1, 2, 3. And it's got multiple different ringtones, 20 different ringtones, so you can pick whatever one you want. It also has 3 channels, so if you had neighbors with these type of systems and there was interference, then you can select a different channel. Also, the indoor unit, it's on all the time. There's the outdoor unit. You'll see it's virtually the same, except it has a doorbell button. That's the button you push to ring the bell, and then this is the button you push to talk. The outdoor unit, what happens to this is when you push that button, that activates the outdoor unit and it sends a signal to the indoor unit and it rings the bell on the indoor unit. And then this stays active for 25 seconds. You can say, hello, it's Joe the Eggman, can you let me in, you know? And after 25 seconds, this powers off. So they say with a full charge in the battery on the outside unit, it'll last, 4 or 5 months without a recharge. That's good because it's the outside unit. The inside unit though, it's on all the time because the inside unit is always listening for a signal from the outside unit or from another inside unit as a intercom system. So this, unless it's plugged into the recharger, will only last about a day, they say. With the kit, it comes with 2 charging units. So we'll have to set this up so we can set this in the charger to make sure that the indoor units stay fully charged. The outdoor units will last 4 or 5 months. Hey, I'm good with that. Because to use them as an intercom, I'm only going to be using the indoor units anyways. So what my plan is, I'll have this unit here, the indoor unit out here in the shop, I'll have it in the charger. When I'm going to go plow, I'll take it out of the charger, put it in my pocket. When I'm going to go, say, work in the yard, I'll carry it on my person. So that if Nanny needs me, she just pushes that button and away I go. So, I think this might be a good solution. We're going to try it, see how it works. And in fact, one of the tests we're going to do is, I'm going to go right now, get in the tractor. We're going to start her up, head out to the end of the lane, which is as far away from the camp as I'll be when I'm plowing. And I'm going to do a voice test on the radio and a voice test on the intercom, just to compare them. But we'll see how this new unit works. Hopefully it works good. And that's what we'll use for the winter. So let's go get the tractor geared up and we'll run her out to the end of the road and we'll do a test on these radios and see how they work. So I'm out here in the tractor at the end of the lane. We're going to check the walkie-talkie first to see how this works. Hello, can you hear me, hon? Hello? Okay, I'm going to rev the engine up to about what the RPM would be, so see how you hear me then. So can you still hear me okay? I can hardly hear you. So can you say hello, Grampie's Workshop? Say hello, Grampie's Workshop. Okay, I'm going to try the other one now. Okay, I'm going to try the other intercom now. Hi, can you hear me? Hi, you can hear me okay? Okay, I'm going to rev the engine up again. We'll try that test. So now we've got the engine up about 2,000 RPM, which is about where I run the tractor when I'm using it. Hello, hon. Can you call me now? Okay, I need you to push the indoor power button there to see if it rings out here in the tractor. Okay, I heard that. I think that would get my attention. So can you say something like, hello, how are you? How are you today? Okay, shut the tractor off for that. To be honest, I couldn't make out the walkie-talkie very good at all. Plus, it was breaking up sometimes too, even when she was talking. What I liked about the Wooloo, the intercom system here was I could hear the bell. So even if I'm out here working, if I have this in my pocket, should be able to hear the bell, right, to get my attention. So at least I know she's calling. Even if I can't communicate with her verbally, I know that she needs me, so I can just turn around and boot her back to the camp. So I think the Wooloo intercom system is going to work, hopefully, because I need to get out here to plow through the winter, right? Okay, the radio, I found it in the tractor. I found it hard to hear. I couldn't make out what Nanny was saying. In fact, if I didn't know she was going to call me, I probably wouldn't have even heard the call coming in on the radio. So the radio definitely, it won't work in the tractor. However, the intercom system, I heard the hail sound, the woo sound that came off it, and nice. We have to get on to you have to push the talk button and hold it before you start talking. You can't push it and start talking at the same time. You have to push it for maybe a second and then start talking, then release it. I think then you'll get the whole conversation. But it seemed good and clear. Nanny said my communication into the camp was clear, even with the tractor running. She heard me pretty good. So it looks like this might be just, you know, the butter for the bread that we're looking for, right? Anyways, I hope it is. Let me know what you think. Do you think this might work? Or do you have better ideas? Because that's something. If you got better ideas about a communication system that's reliable and clear and easily understood, I'd love to hear about that. So let me know if you have any alternate ideas. And thanks for watching. By the way, thumbs up me, eh? Don't forget to thumbs up me. Have a great week, folks. And we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you.